It's about time.
What's up guys, and welcome to this week's Top 10, where we're going to take a look at the top 10 games that absolutely have to have a sequel. If sequels to these games don't happen, then I'm going to punch a puppy in the face. Kicking our list off at number 9, and it's
Rosafatah.
Ultima 9 Ascension. Talk about one of the best RPGs ever made. Sure, this game came out and it had more bugs than my mattress, but it was probably one of the most ambitious RPGs of the time. Now, the game's creator, Richard Garriott, needs to stop collecting stupid crap in one of his million houses and actually make a damn sequel.
Between the part that I have here, the half that I have here, and the half that are in Texas, I believe this is the largest collection of automatons in the world, I think.
No one cares! Make Ultima 10! Next up, we have Scape 3. Now, since the Tony Hawk franchise basically face-planted into nothingness, it's open season on skateboarding games, and in my opinion, there's only one franchise out there that did skateboarding games right, and that is the Skate series. Now, we've had 3 Skate games on the previous console generation, but there's been nothing on the new consoles. Nothing, no word, no murmurs in the corridors. We need a Skate 4, and we need it now. Next up, and it's another series that we saw several iterations out on the previous console generation, and that's the Splinter Cell series. The last game was Blacklist in 2012 for the Xbox 360 and PS3, and since then, there's been nothing. The Splinter Cell license is probably one of the strongest that Ubisoft has, so the fact that they're just sitting on it blows my mind. Maybe they're just trying to get Michael Ironside to come back and do the voice acting. I can understand that could take time, and if that is the case, I totally forgive you guys. Damn it, that man has a good voice.
Play this game, we're going to be able to identify with that lack of trust and that kind of emotional fluid state that Sam's in.
The Sam Fisher you know is dead.
His best friends are dead. And he's operating basically in a vacuum.
Next up, and it's one of the greatest versus games of all time, the Fight Night series. Now, the last game we got was Fight Night Champion, and it was probably one of the strongest in the series, which blows my mind to the fact that they haven't made another one. I know that the team that worked on Fight Night got moved on to the UFC games, but dear gosh, they need to uppercut some people in that office and get them back on the Fight Night series, because we need a new gen version, and we need it now. Next up on the list, and this is one that really blows my mind because they actually made the damn game. It's Generals 2, and EA actually had a close to finished product done before they just canned it. I mean, look at the trailer, look how far along this game was before it got cancelled. The fact that we haven't heard anything in years is boggling. It's boggling to the mind. If EA does not announce a sequel in the next year, I will lose all respect for them because they're just a damn tease. You hear me, EA? Next up, and this one might surprise you, but it's the Medal of Honor series. Now, I actually like Medal of Honor Warfighter. I like the realistic and gritty look and feel the games have, and the stories and missions are actually based on real-life events. So the fact that this series has just lost momentum surprises me. I know there's a lot of competition in the FPS genre out there, but Medal of Honor needs to see the light again because it really was a solid series. Next up on the list, and this one won't surprise anyone because it's The Last of Us. Now, if you played The Last of Us, you'll know that this game absolutely has to have a sequel. Naughty Dog are just too good at what they do. I love the way they finished off the Uncharted series. I'm happy to never play another one because they finished it off so well, but I think we all agree that we need to see The Last of Us 2, and we need to see an announcement pretty damn soon. Next up on the list, it's another game that won't surprise anyone, and that is Red Dead Redemption. Now, rumors have been flying back and forth that we're going to get an announcement for the next Red Dead Redemption game, but as of yet, we've heard nothing. The year is almost over. We heard nothing at E3. If Rockstar don't announce it in the next month or maybe 2, I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's in development. They're probably working on the next GTA, so let's just cross our fingers. Next up on the list, and it's the Knights of the Old Republic series. Now, we did see 2 games in the series, but we've literally seen nothing or heard nothing about a single player RPG version for over 10 years. It's such a great idea for a Star Wars game. Obviously, we have the online versions in the form of the Old Republic, but I want a single-player offline experience like I had in KOTOR. Now what now? And finally, last but not least, and it's the Warcraft series. Now, we haven't seen a sequel to Warcraft 3 in what feels like a lifetime. We even have a movie based on the game, but yet no sequel in absolutely years. Apparently, rumor has it that we're going to get a Warcraft 4 announcement at BlizzCon this year, but then again, it could be a Diablo 4 announcement. I doubt they'll announce both games, and if I had to pick one, I'd want it to be Warcraft 4. So crossing fingers for BlizzCon, and let's see what happens. But that about wraps up my top 10 list of the games that absolutely have to have a sequel, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and check in next week for another top 10. Until then, Dakaras.